Bryce Young just set the single-game passing record for Alabama, throwing for 559 yards and 5 touchdowns last week against Arkansas. He's also a front-runner for the Heisman Trophy. Here's my Power Player of the Week. So we have modern-day legend, my former high school, your former high school, Bryce Young, man. Thanks for joining the show. I've been looking forward to this one all season long because of that connection. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. And first of all, I wanted to ask you, you had a chance last year to watch and learn from Mac Jones, who was a first-round draft pick. What were some of the things you were able to take from him on and off the field that's helped you have so much success this season?
Yeah, definitely a lot. You see a lot of stuff on the field and seeing his decision-making, his accuracy. Just seeing how things played out on the field was, obviously really beneficial. But really, it was stuff off the field. It was seeing his habits, seeing how he prepared, really seeing the amount of detail that he spent in meetings, seeing how he was always at the facility. He was always writing stuff down in meetings. He always knew what we were covering in meetings, stuff like that. And, I've been able to, talk to him and kind of learn his process and see how he carries himself and, what he brings onto the field. So really, you learn a lot on the field, but the stuff that not everyone gets to see off the field, that's a lot of stuff that really beneficial for me.
And this team lost a lot last year. You lost Mac Jones, you lose Devontae, Heisman Trophy winner, you lose Najee, guys up front, a lot of key components to an offense. What has been the key to success for you guys this year, given, yourself and this unit hasn't played a lot of football together prior to this season?
Yeah, and that's, we lost a lot of guys, but that's Alabama. So we all know that there's that standard of the next man up. And, there are guys that didn't play as much last year, but were ready and working hard all last year, all off season. And, when their number was called, they stepped up. And, that's really a lot about Coach Saban and us, having us ready in the culture that we have here, knowing that when your time comes, when it is your turn, just to be ready to step up. So that's a lot to Coach Saban, how he coaches us, and just the culture of Alabama.
So a lot of people ask me, we've met and obviously we have coaches from high school. So I've been following your career since you were young. One of the things I always say about you is your humility. You're just such a humble kid. You have a great head on your shoulders. But last week, you set the single-game passing record at Alabama. I'm sure you don't even know, you don't even care. Almost 560 yards. That's got to feel pretty cool, right? Given, Tua was just there, Mac Jones was just there, Jalen Hurts even. I know he transferred, but he was there. There's been some great quarterbacks. How does that feel? Just, you're going down in the record books at Alabama.
Yeah, no, it's a blessing for sure. Like you said, there's been a ton of great quarterbacks that have played here. So for me to, go into the record books at all is definitely a blessing. But ultimately, my goal before the season, my goal now, isn't about any individual stats. It's about what we can do as a team. So, it's definitely a blessing. It's definitely very humbling. But at the end of the day, that doesn't really have anything to do with my goal. And our goal is a team. And, we have to keep getting better each day, and individually I have to keep getting better each day so that I can accomplish those goals. But it's definitely a great feeling, but that's not the end goal at all.
I knew you were going to answer the question like that. I knew that. All right, so let's dive in. Let's dive into this record-setting performance last week. I got a couple plays for you. We're going to stop this right here at one. First of all, I love the fact that you guys take shots down the field, but right here, if you're watching this, as quarterbacks, we know that we have that middle safety kind of dead in the water. Walk us through when you feel like, all right, I'm going to make this decision to throw this football down the field.
Yeah, first off, this is a deep ball that I'm throwing to J-Mo, and J-Mo's one of the fastest guys in the country. So, you know that going in, your personnel, and then you see the angle that the corner's taking, and you know that he can outrun it. And then I looked at the middle safety's eyes, and you can tell that he's looking away, and he's kind of flat-footed. He's backpedaling a little bit, but he's not fully open and turned. So when you have a guy as fast as J-Mo, you just have to put it in the right spot, give him enough air, and let it run under it. So that's all I did on this play.
And I love this because so much now with offenses, like just the almost anticipation is gone, and this is just straight anticipation. You know what you have on the outside. You know that safety is right there with his feet kind of stuck in the mud. I love the anticipation, obviously the accuracy of this throw. You don't see that a lot now because of the offenses and, you know, guys are wide open and stuff. I thought that was fantastic. So, all right, we'll get into the second one. This might be my favorite play all season from you, and I watched so much tape on you, and I'm just like, you never run, and I know you can run, but the patience right here. Like, so you're just dancing with this dude. Did you know that you're going to throw the ball out here kind of on the swing route or to the receiver?
No, not at all. Not until I did it. I was, it's a P rush, 3-man rush, and my O-line did a great job of giving me all that time. You know, I have all the time in the world. They dropped 8 and, you know, kind of had everything covered. So I was able to extend the play, and I knew that I was still behind the line, and I was, you know, kind of figuring out what the best scenario was at the time, giving myself a little more time. And then, you know, I knew we had someone to the flat, and I felt someone kind of, you know, I felt the dude who was guarding Christian, he kind of sunk off a little bit and came to me. So I just, you know, had that feeling, you know, flipped it out to him, and Christian did the rest.
Let me tell you, the decision that you made was a great business decision. You don't need to be taking hits, dude. You just throw that out there. Let those receivers do that job for you. I just love this, and I think just the patience that you have in the pocket with your eyes downfield, and just that. I mean, manipulating the defense. I mean, that's a really, really special play. So you might not know this, but you've been the best quarterback in college football all season long under pressure. 15 touchdowns, 1 interception, a near perfect passer rating. How do you make it look so easy when there's chaos around you?
Yeah, it's a lot about the preparation that goes into it. It's a lot about, you know, me individually watching film and, you know, seeing what, you know, kind of trying to anticipate what pressure we're getting, what the weaknesses are. And then a lot about what we learn in meeting rooms. Coach OB and everyone on the offensive staff doing a great job of having me prepared for whatever blitzes we may get. And then same thing with the receivers and the O-line, all being on the same page and able to execute. And, you know, a lot of times, you know, when you bring those pressures, you know, there are certain weaknesses, and it's on, you know, me to try to find them and exploit them. So, you know, a lot of it is the preparation and the people around me that I have. And then, you know, when you go out on the field, it's just about identifying it and executing what you have planned.
Your poise, I mean, you have the skill set and the talent, but your poise and composure, to me, are your greatest attributes. You've been in difficult situations and you always answer the call. Was that something that you've always had, even as a young kid playing all these sports?
You know, in a way, that's definitely, you know, there's still a lot of improvement that I can have in that category, and there's still a lot of growth I want to have. But, you know, in a way, it's just kind of been, just always been attitude, and I guess habit for me is just, you know, in times like that and you know, bigger moments, you know, really for me, it's just more fun. You know, when there's more on the line, when you know, when you might run into some adversity, you know, that's what sports is about. That's the fun part of it. So for me, I enjoy those moments. So that's always kind of been my mindset about it.
So for all the history and the dominance that is Alabama football, they've never had a quarterback win the Heisman Trophy. What would it mean to you to be the first Crimson Tide quarterback to do that?
It would definitely be a blessing. You know, that's, again, we've had so many greats here, and, you know, being able to, you know, accomplish something like that is a huge blessing. But for me, that's not really my concern. You know, our goal has always been, you know, to, you know, to win a championship. And, you know, we have to, for me, it's really just to win Saturday right now, because, you know, obviously that's the next step that's necessary. So, you know, I've had the same goals preseason that I do now, and those are all team goals. You know, stuff like, you know, individual awards, that's stuff that I can't necessarily control. So it's not something that I want to, you know, put my energy into and focus on. For me, it's all about, you know, winning and accomplishing our team goals. And, you know, that starts with Saturday. So it's not something that's super heavy on my mind.
All right, buddy. Well, thank you for joining us. You got a big one this week, the Iron Bowl, Auburn. Best of luck, and everything's still in front of you. I love watching you, man. You got a great head on your shoulders, and you're a great example of what college athletes should look like, man. So good luck. Good luck the rest of the way. I'll be watching you, bud. And go Monarchs, huh?
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Definitely go Monarchs. 3 stripes.
Fox College Football is powered by Ram Trucks, built to serve.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here. College football on Fox.